Let's give this a take two after I plug in my Ethernet cord. Give me 2 seconds. I got to plug in my Ethernet cord. I forgot. Alrighty. Okay. I might go black. That's okay, Kristen. You got to put food on the table. Okay, now I've got to shut my Wi-Fi off. I might go black. Okay, yeah. I'm working on it. Okay, I am now connected to my router. So this should go a little bit smoother. Okay, it's still connecting to my router. Oh, this is going to be one of those days. I didn't get this plugged in time to have my whole computer system catch up. It shouldn't. I'm connected to my router. Oh, that's good. That's good that the sound is good. I just look choppy, don't I? No, this is not. Health-wise, this has not been one of my better days. It's really wild. I'm choppy. I woke up with a migraine this morning. Weird. Why? Does it still think I'm on? Oh no, not you too. What? Does it still think I'm on Wi-Fi? Hold on. No, 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 stop. I forgot to turn down my volume. See how bad it looks on my phone. Okay, where am I? View channel. What am I doing? Turn myself down. It's a little blurry. I'm dark. Is that any better? Oh God, my chest is killing me. We're having a lot of radio blackouts. Oh, what else do I have running? Make sure I have nothing else running in the background on my computer too. Yeah, okay. That's better. Close that. See if I can close stuff that's on my desktop. But we're having a lot of radio blackout, some solar flares. Mark's going to go live later tonight. I'm having a hard time breathing. Okay. I should have plugged this into my router earlier and made sure everything was off, but I don't know where the other phone is. But I woke up with a migraine this morning. And it's been an ugly morning. I slept till 10:30. Yeah, I'm a little fuzzy. So I'm struggling today. Uh, I took an extra, I don't know how they call it, Metropolo, something like that. Yeah, I'm having a hard time breathing. Because let's see. Earlier, my pulse is 49, it says. Earlier, it had a high of, what is it, 150 something? And I was just sitting on the toilet putting on my makeup. Oh, that's low. Your O2 sat? I need to dig out my blood pressure cuff. I have to struggle with this. I can't take a full pill because I took one at 4:45 this morning, so I gotta wait. I think one of these days I have a bad enough solar flare, I just ain't gonna wake up. That would be handy. I need to get some ice cold water to see if it will get my heart back into its natural rhythm. Sucks. But the migraine's mostly gone. Mhm. If I did too many deep breathing exercises, it would lower my pulse and then good night. Oh, I was hoping today would be a decent. Yesterday wasn't bad. I was hoping today would be a decent day. But yes, that's fine. I'm fine with complaining. This hurts. Good God, this hurts. The doctor said you shouldn't be able to feel this. Well, I can. And the plus side, next Wednesday, we have to go to Issaquah for probably a pre-surgical appointment or whatever. So I gotta be there by 11:15, probably 11 o'clock. Um, and it's about a 2 hour, 15-minute drive. And the way I drive, it'll be at least, if not under 2 hours. But that means I have to get up and I have to inhale a whole bunch of coffee. Hey, Kelly, how are you? I haven't seen you in a bit. I'm just over here complaining. I'm not feeling good. I'm hoping the headache will go away, the chest pains would go away, the meh. If I could go back to bed, I would, but I got the little girl coming. So, oh, at that point in the morning, I will have freshly had my meds, my heart meds, and about 300 or 400 milligrams of caffeine. So just plug in my Tidal and just drive. But oh God, this is killing me. It takes a good hour for this crap to kick in. My doctor doesn't understand because this medication is supposed to lower your heart rate. It basically brings mine back into rhythm, proper rhythm. Yeah. Oh, honey, I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad you're back too. Sorry, I got a cough. Tightens my chest and I can't breathe. Oh, had I not known about all the solar activity going on right now, my ass would be at the hospital. But I keep getting notifications over and over, and I'm like, this is what's going on. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, Heather. Um, my doctor, because he freaks out because okay, I am supposed to take 2 a day. Before the solar storm started giving us problems, I only had to take one a day. But once in a while, I'll have to take like a half a pill in the middle. And he's like, that lowers your heart rate. Um, he doesn't, I don't think he understands that it brings mine up and evens it out. Normally, when I was growing up, my heart rate was 100 beats per minute. So I'm happy if my heart rate gets to 80. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. I woke up with one. I'm still fighting it, but it's not as bad as it was. It felt like someone put my head in a vice, and I haven't had one in a long time. It's good to see you too, Kelly. Starting to sweat with everything going on. Oh, no. Uh-huh. Oh God. Uh, I'm bound and determined that if this magnetic pole flips and I'm asleep, I ain't waking up. No, I'm not. It'll just mess me up so bad because most of my regular heartbeat happens when I'm asleep. So, as where's this thread coming from? As what was this? David Icke says, you just take off your 3D headset and walk back into afterlife, the next vibrational frequency. You know, it is. It's really hurting a lot of us. Luckily, I got a doctor who understands that it's affecting me. He's just worried about how much medication I got to take to stay somewhat level. I mean, my Bradley was taking. I take 25 milligrams twice a day, so I take 50. The doctor had him on 100 milligrams a day, and I'm like, dude, what's your pulse? He says 40. I'm like, oh my God. I said, you need to go back and talk to your doctor. And he did. Yeah, this solar stuff is nuts. And then Mark was saying, not only we're getting radiation A and B hitting the surface, now we're getting radiation C. I'm like, wonder if that's part of my problem. And what did Mark say the other day? How did he put that? Our left butt cheek is connected to the sun. So he put out a community post about going live later, and that's what I said. I'm not feeling good. So my left butt cheek is connected to the sun today. So oh, I do too. Yeah. I don't know what it does to our skin, but if anything, if I'm outside long enough, oddly enough, I'll look at my skin outside and it looks iridescent. It's really weird. So I'll see if I can get enough water in. Yeah, Mark is awesome. He's a good egg. But, so yeah, I figured visiting people will help just keep me distracted while this med kicks in. Yeah, he is. It cracks me up when people get after him for squirreling. I'm like, dude, this is his channel. He can do whatever he wants. Oh, I did it to myself on purpose. I got sunburnt on purpose in the tanning booth so I could dry out my skin. And then I get that, and then not to mention I get that burn out of the way for the summer and I'm done. So, because about the only place I wear sunscreen is these babies. Yeah. I squirrel bad. Wow. But you're farther up north than I am, though. Oh, I love the tanning beds, even though they're not healthy. They're warm. They're bright, especially in the middle of winter. They're a nice little pickup. God, I can't remember. I think it was the 70s. Late 70s, maybe. I got to see auroras down in Grandview, Washington, and they were orange. I don't know what caused them. I haven't looked into it, but yeah. Yep. Mhm. That's what I do. Once and done. Yeah. I'd like to see them again. I guess, well, they've been out here. I forget what huge storm we had. Was it last summer? Um, one of Keith's coworkers who lives down the grade from me, so Mount Clemens is higher. He could see the aurora where he was at, and had I woke up and actually walked outside, I probably could have saw it too. But it did. It still does smell that weird sweat. It's like baked sweat. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like you've cooked your sweat. Yeah, it's not exactly the most proper description, but oh god, the one thing though, nowadays you're in there for 12 minutes and you're done. I kind of miss the 30 minutes where you could take a nap for 30 minutes. You get the fan on that's sitting outside the booth blowing on you and you take a nap for 30 minutes. Those were fun. I did tanning before what was it? My prom, and because my dress was white. Oh, cool. Now I know you live in Utah. So was that Utah? Uh, I grew up in Grandview, flat, dusty, no trees. After spending my first 5 years of my life in up in basically up in the mountains, I got moved to flatlands. Oh my god. This gonna be one of these days because this eye's starting to twitch. Yeah. Oh, when I was a kid, I would go to the swimming pool every day. You know, back in the day when you could walk 7 or 8 blocks to the pool by yourself, go swimming 4 or 5 hours, walk back home. Um. Oh wow. Of course, there wasn't any light pollution, too. So that makes me wonder if they were coming through during close to the Carrington event that they had in 1850, where they burned the telegraph wires, and poor guys got burned in their ears because of their headsets, and uh, makes me wonder. But I would tan so much, I would get splotchy. Parts of my face would stop tanning, and the rest of it would. But I would get dark. Um, yeah, it's a good chance. What was it my aunt would call me? Yeah, so that would be around that time frame. Really active sun and no lights to wash it out. Um, my aunt my would call me a little negrita because I would get so dark, but that's the native. That's the native in me that would get really dark. Probably a little bit of the sub-Saharan African that got me tanned. Ugh, man, I think we're due for another one of those soon. I'm worried about the next. If I'm having this much trouble now, the next solar cycle, I'm actually starting to get concerned about. My phone likes something. Oh, thoughts on thinking. Yeah, or it's that or message board. Yeah. But it's finally starting to kick in a little bit. Just stinks. It's another reason I can't just go out and get a job. I can see it now. Sorry. It's not my break, but I gotta go lay down for a good 45 minutes, an hour till my medicine kicks in. No, uh, employer's gonna want to put up with that. I ha I've got the you should see it. If I can, I forget. I don't know if I get a screenshot and put it up here. I have most of my UK bloodline sign in is oh piddlesy poop. They want me to make a new one. That's right. Forget it. I'm not gonna deal with it right now. Um, I'm like 17% Iberian, 20% UK, but most of my DNA is from the Glasgow area, and it's like 26% Norwegian, 24% native, 3% sub-Saharan African. Yeah, I'm a big conglomerate. The only thing I'm not is basically Oceania, Jewish, or Asian. So, yeah. My my maiden name is Bratton. It's I guess there's a Bratton horse, one of those white horses on the hillside. And I think there's a Bratton village and a Bratton something else. Hey, suspicious guys, long time no see. I'm over here moaning and groaning because these solar activities is just playing havoc with my regular heartbeat. And then, oh God, getting old is so much fun. Not. I don't think I'll ever live to be as old as my dad. He turns 91 this year. Oh, supposedly Keith's side supposed to go back to the um, clan of Donald, but it's really weird because you go back to find out who his grandpa's mom is, and you really can't find her. And and that's okay. Seventh, I pretty much doing that already. Um, on my birth father's side, there's McDaniel without an S. So, oh, cool. Okay. So I told the boys, either way, you're a McDaniel. You know, you got a McDaniel heritage, whether it be with or without an S. Either way. Yeah, this is not the best to hydrate with, but it's something for right now. I need to take my meds. Yeah, I woke up just, and then so I went back to bed till 10:30, and I felt a little bit better, and then it's coming back. So as the solar flares get bigger, my head gets worse. Yay! But I was planning to break down the cardboard I have over here, but I can't find the little thing I needed to do it with. So I get the cardboard out of here. I got all her blankets put back up. Excuse me. Got all the wood burners and soldering irons and everything put in the little box with their label makers and up on top. And so now I got one. I have two because the daycare kids like to play with them. So I thought I lost one. So they think I'm between Ireland and the mainland UK. I'm lost. I'm lost. But so I figured the daycare kids, during COVID, played with it, lost it, stuffed it somewhere within their toys, and so I got another one. Thank God they're not expensive. And then I'm going through this pile here that I still have to work through. And down at the very bottom, in a box, one of those plastic shoe boxes kind of things, labeled label maker, was the label maker. That's why I have two. Either Seventh is half asleep or his phone is doing its own thing. Yeah, mine has. He's mostly Irish with a tiny bit of Welsh, I think. Okay, there we go. That makes a little more sense. Portuguese and Swiss. Oh, wow. I could make for some nice dinners. Steven just realized Heather was here. I figure I have so many mixed races in me, I can't be racist at all. Really? That's cool. I've never saw one. I've heard them. I've heard the tree knocking. I've heard that smell of death. Oof. It's gross. I'd smell it in different places. I've heard the howling. I've heard the screaming. We've had rocks thrown at us. I just never saw one. Yeah. Oh, most of us? I think a lot of us here in America, what do they call us? The melting pot? Yeah. They stink bad. Yes, Heather, you are missed, honey. So it's really weird, Heather. Okay, growing up, my adoption papers put me down as Mexican and German. Neither one of those. And I always had a strong connection to Native Americans. And I also had a strong fascination to the point I've seen in 1979, I saw the Tut exhibit twice. And then the 2000s when it came through to find out that I am 3% Sub-Saharan African. And that's from the Moors side when they were in Spain. So I wonder if there's like conscious memory, you know? So makes me kind of wonder if part of my brain knew what my background was. I don't know. Supposedly, I don't have it here anymore, or if I do, I don't know where I put it. My dad's Aunt Mary did a family tree thing, and it went back to Britannia, and the Hanks, I guess, is somehow I can't remember how it goes, but it's from it's an Egyptian name that they rearranged because with the Egyptians who came up into Britannia with Rome. So yeah, I've heard that scream. I remember at the campsite because we camp right below Nelson's Ridge, where there's a lot of sightings in Washington, and it's near Bumping Lake, which again is a lot of sightings. But we were down about 10 miles away or so from Bumping Lake, and there was a bunch of us, and we heard it on heading up to the American Ridge Trail, and the 3 of us just froze. It was far away, we could tell it was down the road, but we were just like, "Oh, shit." So this is in another place we heard it too. Yeah. Oh, wow. See, I really don't know genetically, other than great grandpa came over from Oslo, Norway somewhere. I have the Ellis Island paperwork somewhere. Yeah. I don't think so either, but you never know. What was it? Someone said maybe these Bigfoots are the the rejects of Anunnaki gene editing. I'm like, yeah, we are all related, and I'm a big believer in soul family. I don't know if it'd be a Yeti because those are what's in Asia, the old abominable snowman. But mm-mm. But I'm a definite believer. Yeah, you probably did. Well, you're in California, so there's a chance. Uh, a soul family is like someone you say you ran into, and you just feel instantly like you've known them all your life. Um, what do you call it? So I think there's groups of us who agree to come at this time frame to reincarnate on Earth, and so sometimes we'll find each other, or we'll be born into the same family, and we just travel from different dimensions, vibrational frequencies, whatever you want to call it. Um, you just click with certain people immediately because maybe you've gone through several life cycles together before. Hey, Mary, how are you? I hope you're feeling better than I am. This solar storm is kicking my hiney. Duh. I think it's frozen pizza for dinner tonight. Ugh. Yeah, I think there's. Yeah, I think we all travel in groups. But um, what do you call it? Well, it's like when I met Keith. Well, we were only 18, but uh, started dating in February. My aunt told me in April. My great great aunt. She looks at me and goes, "That's the one you're gonna marry." I'm like, "Squeeze me?" I'm like, No, Thea, no." Yeah, I did, but yeah, and it just clicked. Like we've done this before, so yeah, eat at least something. Yeah, there's this is seems to be a calling for us to find people. Um, all I've had today was one of those breakfast croissant, egg, sausage things, and I probably gonna have to tell you guys. I was up from like 3 to 4:30, realizing that I didn't get the cat's chicken out of the oven, so I had to bake it, bag it up, and freeze it. So, and then I went back to bed and then woke up with a excruciating headache and went back to bed. And I was like, if I didn't have the baby, I'd go back to bed. Well, she's not the baby anymore. She's 8. She's getting her own cell phone soon. She's very excited. We live we live every life that's kind of, I know. That's interesting what we do. Um, but her phone won't, all it will do is text and call. No apps, no nothing. I think it has a camera, but that's it. I know I swear to goodness I think I drowned at one point in time because one time I had a vision of under the water, but leaves going over me, you know. So like I drowned in the fall. Yeah. Should look at my boys because my oldest has 90 or has 49% of my genes. I think the youngest has 47. The oldest looks like me. The youngest, the poor thing, he uh he has my health. He went to the doctor's office one time and says, I think I feel like I have growing pains still. Mark looks at him and goes, nope, that's arthritis. I'm like, I'm sorry, you have my health. Yeah. Uh, people, you know, ask me what I am, and I'm like, well, this is what you get when a Viking does an Indian. This what you get. I can give it a try. I mean, I know I've got a problem, but I drink for the worst reasons there is. Pain control. Uh, um, you could have very well have been. Oh, that's interesting, Paola. That is interesting. Um, I drink for pain control because I'm afraid to take too much of my medication. Even though I take my prescription and I cut it in half, but yeah, I drink for the worst reasons. I mean, I have hard alcohol I haven't touched. It's funny, Keith the other day goes, he had opened the cupboard above the stove where all the cookbooks are kept. And he looks in there and then he closes it and he goes, did you ever do anything with those vanilla beans or are you just drinking out of the bottle? And I was like, no and no. A, I haven't opened that bottle. That's still up in the cupboard. And B, no, I haven't done anything with it yet. I said, that's my bullet bourbon that's been at that stage for about 3 years. So could be. Uh, it's just, it's enough. Like red wine would give me a migraine. Hard liquor, it's not the same. Um, Anything malt for some reason, this sounds strange. Um, okay, yeah, all right, okay, I'll give you that one, Sasquatch. I will give you that one. Um, yeah, I've got vanilla beans and spiced rum. I want to make that way. Um, but for some reason, malt, whether it be in a beer or a, well, I kind of miss the old Zimas, and anything like that helps relax my muscles. I don't know why, but mm. So and I am so OCD because what I'll drink is it's I know it's not Gen X style, uh, White Claws, and I only allow myself just a limited amount, and they have to be drank in a certain order. I drink the first two that I despise the most, the blackberry and tangerine first. So yeah, yeah. And then of course it helps quiet the mind, or I'll sit there and ruminate about my day of why didn't I get this done or why didn't I get that done. Uh, yeah, I don't luckily don't drink around people, thank goodness. That's the one thing. If I go to a party, I do not like to drink. I go to a concert, I don't like to drink. My big thing with the concert is I want to remember the concert the next day. I want to be, it's like when Taste of Chaos and Atreyu had people going back and forth in the crowd. I fell, you know. Hey, Misha, it's good to see you. Does it? Because my ADHD brain just runs and runs and runs. And when I would go in for my Ritalin, I had to go to comprehensive mental health back then, and every 3 months, and then he would write me 3 prescriptions once a month for my Ritalin. And he asked me, he goes, "Well, do you drink?" And I said, "Yeah, I do in the night times." And he goes, "Yeah, your kind does that." And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice. My kind." So yeah, the boats went through some changes, but they seems to be pretty good. Yeah, I think some days, hopefully, well, maybe I'll find out next week about getting a better timeline of when I can pop on here and simulcast with my channel and the boat to give another people another place to go to talk to. I'd fill in a time slot. So, but I won't. Hopefully, we'll get a surgery date next Wednesday, so then I can start planning things out. And then, hey, Anik, how are you, hun? Oh, the shrink meant like ADHD people who are constantly, what is it they call us? Neurodivergent. Yeah, that's what he said. You people. I'm like, thanks a lot. Uh, so that was years ago when I was finally diagnosed. But yeah, um, it was great because he'd go, "Anything you want to talk about?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." You know, and I would get my prescription and leave. I wouldn't talk to him because I didn't know who he was from Adam. So I'm like, yeah, no, I ain't talking to a complete stranger. I think I've actually told more to you guys and early boaters stuff that's happened. Um, it's like, what are these? One of the I gotta get it all written down. and do a show where growing up, I did not realize how much drugs and alcohol affected my life. I mean, I didn't do drugs. I barely did weed. Um, I remember Bradley, we were in sophomore year out on the junior high track field by the building. Him and Ben and me. Well, Ben asked me if I wanted some weed, and before I could even say no, Bradley looked at him and goes, "No, she doesn't want any." And that's when I realized in my life, yeah, no one is making decisions for me. I am making my own. But yeah, my mom's brothers, he was a heavy drinker. I'm pretty sure now that I know the story because it was his way of coping with the fact that he could not protect his baby sister from the predators when she was a small child. And yeah, there was a lot of alcohol in that family. And then um it's like he showed up to shoot my dad drunk, but luckily mother answered the door. My cousin got he was 15. Him and his friends were doing PCP, and Joe mouthed off to his best friend, and his best friend shot him and then ran over his face. Um, yeah. Um, wow. That's fast. My birth father's still kicking. Let's see. I'm gonna be 58, so he's gonna be 78. Yeah, he still goes to the bars, drinks sitting next to my half brother. Um, so yeah, I was kind of detoured, not to mention dad saw the chaos that was coming within the school system even right before we had the Department of Education developed by Jimmy Carter. And so he became a corrections officer for the county jail sheriff's department. So I also had the fear of my dad would kick my ass. Um, so I didn't do drugs. Like every kid, 6th grade, we had our first alcohol party. You grow up Catholic, you start getting wine every Sunday once you have communion. Um, I will say, Father McDonald had a nice taste in a very nice dry white wine because he was diabetic. Um, um, mhm. Misha, my dad, I forget how old I was. My dad goes, "Well, you've outlived both of my parents now," because Grandma Rosemary had a heart attack and Grandpa Richard, no, Grandma Rosemary had cancer. Grandpa Richard had a heart attack, so they died in their 50s. But Dad said the idea of fun, because I forget how many brothers there was, 4 or 5. Their idea of fun, the Irish, mind you, Sunday afternoon, a drunken fight on the front lawn. It's like, oh goody, that's nice. That's a good visual. Yeah. Um, so it's been around me, but I never really thought about it since I really didn't do anything. You know, one time my high school, I was dad found out I was driving drunk and made me hand over my keys, and then uh, a week later, I realized he came home drunk, driving from one town to another. Luckily, it's like a back roads drive, and he's sitting there splashing water in his face, and I'm standing there at the bathroom door with my hand out, going, "Give me my keys! Give me my keys back!" I got my keys back, but Yeah, I just until the boat, I never realized how much, that my oldest grew weed in the basement, and the cat, Puss Puss is gone now, but when he was a kitten, you'd have to keep that, closet door shut or he'd be in there eating the leaves. So, mm, but yeah, I knew I knew I didn't think that affected me. I knew I had other issues I had to deal with, like, let's see, um, mom was beating on me and I broke her arm. That's how I looked at my childhood of Hot Wheels racing strips. Take out the plastic connectors before you get spanked with them because that stings like fire, especially if you're in shorts. Just a little bit of a public service announcement. Yeah. Oh my god. That's making my whole table laugh as I'm leaning up against it because my back hurts. That's hilarious. Yeah, couldn't hurt. I wasn't my adoptive dad stopped drinking before I was born. He used to drink. He was a northern Idaho, worked in the mines while he went to college and oh no. Oh no, that's too bad. Yes, my whole table laughed. Um I need my glasses. Um But so I didn't think anything about the different incidences I had with drugs in my life. Uh, oh my goodness, I don't think I could do that. Now, I used to put vanilla extract on the baby's gums when they're little, and a half pint of ooh, just made my face pucker. Jeez, no. Um, yeah. Oh, same thing with my son. He becomes an asshole if he's had too much. He becomes a dick. He doesn't drink much anymore because now that him and my soon-to-be ex-daughter-in-law are separated, he his shrink said it was for his coping mechanisms, and he wasn't an alcoholic because he can just stop whenever he wanted to without any problems. And that's what I do. I'll stop for a while and then I'll start again, and then it's really worse if I get bored. But I don't drink like I used to. I used to start drinking it around noon as soon as I got off work so they couldn't call me back into work. So, oof. Oh man. The hydrocodone with the acetaminophen in it or the codeine. Ooh, it just makes my nose itch. I'm just I never could nah, I never could snort anything either. Oh, I bet. It's another reason I would love to get off my hydrocodone. I'm not addicted, I'm just after 15 years, I'm dependent, and I don't know what it's doing to my system, but it's doing less damage than 2,400 milligrams of ibuprofen a day. And oh, that's awesome. Um, the best thing for we had for fibromyalgia that I came across, Bextra, thank you, Pfizer, is what ruined my heart. They pulled it off the market for heart problems, but God, it took care of the pain. It was some kind of enzyme. Celebrex is like it, but it's not the same. They're like in the same family. Oh, that stuff was wonderful. It just I guess you could still get it overseas when I looked the last time, but that's probably been about 10 years ago because I was getting tired of the pain. I'm like, so I'm gonna put this up here so I can read it better. I need to find my glasses, but I like this. Where'd it go? Yep, that's 100%. That's why a lot of the successful counselors, especially drug counselors, have been down that road. That's another reason everybody growing up, it was like, well, you know, my folks would go to the priest for the marriage counseling. I'm like, huh? No, he's never been married. He doesn't understand. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't know the routine. Um, and they went and went and went and didn't hold on. The little gray fuzzy butt wants him. She's beating on the door, so something's out there. Oh my goodness, my head. Oh Jesus Christ, when he's sick of mine. Oh, oh, why are you on? Okay, outside is warm. You can stay outside. Hmm. Now something's going on in the house. My Alexa Pure is a bright red. Where did I go? Did I did I trip over something? Where did I go? Okay. Can anyone hear me? I had to shut down the whole page. Hear me. Okay. So, what did it tell me? Your tab is using your camera and microphone. It's having a fit, I think. Oh, good, good. So I'm back. I am up and running again for at least a little bit. I'm actually pretty pleased that StreamYard kept my stream and I had to reload the page. I had to force quit the page. It said I was still live, so I just went right back into the studio. I am impressed. I am very, very impressed. I'm also trying to figure out, uh, I can't yet. It's, uh, this is StreamYard, Streamlabs. So if I pop in one of these days with this really weird short thing, it's me trying to figure out. I finally figured out how to put my face up here. Before, all it was like intermission or something like that. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, my poor back. Yeah, yeah. I don't. It just. Oh yeah, the flesh will twist the thoughts. I know. That's. I've gotten to the point, and I think it's probably for the age that I just have zero fucks to give anymore. I mean, the the video that's gonna go up later, um, is oh good, that's reacting back too. Um, about don't ignore people when they ask you if you're okay or if you're fine, because if you do that enough times, people will just the person asking will stop, and that will cause the person who's asking to just put up a wall and kind of harden themselves to just to other people around. They'll just stop asking. Their empathy and compassion will be gone. Jeez. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I did one similar to that. What did I call self isolation? Was that yesterday's? Day before's? Oh yeah, I will. This is the only place. Um, the boat and my channel that I haven't just disappeared from. Uh, I do. I will just. I'll self isolate. I have a bad habit of self isolating, and that's something that I've had to break. Because I mean, it's bad enough when I spend most of my time alone. So, it's been so nice. Guys have talked me through my heart rate is where it should be now. Yeah, 72. When I was having problems when I first started it was 52. So, yeah. Um, I even will alone in the house, especially in the wintertime. I'm content to sit in the bathroom with the door shut and the heater running. And I'm in my own little strange little cocoon. That's what and I'm content in my bathroom when I have run of the whole house and nobody's here. I'll sit in the bathroom. It's usually where I eat breakfast in the morning. I turn on the heater and I get warm and I sit in there and I bring in my little Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwich with me and eat my breakfast in there. So what time is it? Oh, I still got a few more minutes. I got a couple more minutes before I gotta go because the redhead's coming. But I'll be back tomorrow and I'll make sure I have my Ethernet plugged in before this starts. So yeah. Oh no. Did the exterminator dude come by? I have one of those ceramic little heaters in my bathroom. Sweet. It does help, but not just the rats, but it helps with the bugs too. So, uh, so yeah, I need to venture out of the house Thursday. I'm gonna go before I go to the walk. I gonna go. I gotta pay water bill, and then I'll go out to Cowiche Snow Mountain Ranch and take you guys there. Oh, cool. Did you know a praying mantis will hide in hummingbird feeders and eat the birds? I found that out. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. And I was like, the poor little things. Um, I need to get new bird feeders or new hummingbird feeders, and remember to change out the water. I have to set like a reminder to change out the water because I'll forget until there's ants in there, and then it's like, oh, yeah. I learned that just I think it was last year. I was like, holy crud! I didn't think they could do that. My well, she when raisin loaf, 18 pounds of her was a lot smaller. She brought in a hummingbird. It was too late for the hummingbird, but she was darn proud of herself. It's like, oh, okay. We're gonna just put this in the garbage now, honey. Yeah, she was very proud of herself. And, I didn't put any bird feeders out much after the snow. We usually get a lot of goldfinches, and my car is usually covered in caca. They seem to like the nice red target. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm already having issues with my clear coat. Hubby's already wanting to get rid of the car. He's like, well, it's got over 200,000 miles on it. I said, it's still driving. No problems. I like my car. I have no payments. But he's looking at newer ones, and I'm like, no, I can't. Is it daughter's Subaru is like 300 and some dollars a month? I'm like, oh, screw that. Highest car bill I've ever had was 150. Oh, and yellow. Oh, yeah, I bet they crap on that too. Never had a yellow car. I can't blame you. I almost don't either. I know. What year's yours, Anne? Mine's an '08 LTZ. The red doesn't have the fin on the back because I just know with the daycare kids, if it had a fin when they were younger, they'd be swinging from it, and I'm like, yeah, no. So yeah, I'd love someone has a red Impala around here, and I'm like, oh, I want that engine. Mm. Oh, you have the newer shape. Hornby True Class silver. Mine's bright red with the tan leather interior. When Tommy and Johnny did what was it, the banana and Sprite challenge at the park, um, I had YouTube going through the speakers, so I got to listen to both of them hurl. and surround sound. It was like, oh, and yeah. A lot of my cars growing up were white. I had a white, okay, get this, 1977 uh, Pinto, white, all glass hatchback. Don't do anything in that glass hatchback. Just just so you know. Um, uh, red interior, red bottom stripe down by the was it where the kick plate is, and then a red pinstripe. Another kid the town over, also named Chris, had a white one, except where mine was red, his was blue. Same glass hatchback. It was hilarious. Uh, oh, that was terrible listening to those two. I was like, so when they did the Stroming, I just watched it on my phone. I didn't need that much sound, but yeah, it was pretty gross. But mine now has a decal, a silver decal right underneath my Impala, and it reads let's go Brandon edition." So I can see that every time I put gas into it. And I look at the price of gas. So, well, I'm glad this thing stayed together. I think this was my biggest of my technical difficulties. Yeah, it's what was it? Kid Rock was on Tucker Carlson, God knows when that was, but he said he put that on his Rolls Royce, and he said you can get it at Amazon. So I immediately went to Amazon and ordered me one. So I have it, and it fits just perfectly underneath the Impala symbols on each side. That I've had people speed up, you know, take a picture and then back off, or people comment as I drive by. It's hilarious. Yeah, a Chevette. I drove a Escort after the Pinto died. Uh, an Hillman Imp? What's that? Remember, I'm sheltered over here. Yeah. I mean, I know what a Chevette is, though I would prefer a Chevelle. Someone had a gorgeous turquoise one the other day, and they drove by, and I'm I'm driving along, and Keith's with me, and I'm driving, and I'm like, "Hello, baby," and Keith goes, "What?" I said, "Did you not see that car go by?" You know? Oh boy, green, dark green, or that funky green they had there for a while. God, those were fun. They had that wide wheelbase, rear wheel drive. Yeah, I'm not sure. Pizza. Oh boy. Um, and so you could go. We would go to the middle school, the parking lot, and spin Brodies in the snow and the ice. God, that was fun. You can't do that with a front wheel drive car. Oh yeah, I remember that color. I know. We had yeah. I went from I had it for a few years. Okay, a few years. Probably we're looking at close to 30. We had what I called my German engineered driving sedan. That was a 1988 Volkswagen Fox GL station wagon, two-door station wagon. Yeah, and it was a stick. It was an absolute blast. The amount of clearance it had when it was new, I could take it up mountain roads, no problem. as it got older, and my son drove it most of the time. My nose itches with cat hair. Um, he had to go back take care of my father-in-law when he his last 2 years, and and it kind of the clutch went out. It was the second clutch, and it sat there for years. And then the kid from the city bought it for $200, and then he got it running, and I was like, "Well, good for you." I love that little thing. It was a blast. And then he sold it. Some guy in some guy in Utah that's friends with what's his name from? He has a Kindig. Is it Dave Kindig? Uh, his car place. This guy restored old uh Brazilian VWs, and so he bought the Fox and I guess restored it. I thought that was really awesome. I wanted to turn it into a four-wheel drive, and the boys were like, "No, mom, no, mom." I'm like, "Yeah, but that'd be so cool because it's you long enough you can sleep in the back. You don't need to just throw an air mattress in there, and you could car camp in it." And they're like, "No, mom, no." So, yeah. Oh, sweet. Oh man. Oh, a Zephyr in lime green. Ooh, ooh. They could see you coming down the road, though. I bet. Yeah. Oh gosh. That's one way to keep a kid from wanting to steal your car is make sure it's a stick. And even better, get a 3 on the tree. That we had a '64 Chevy pickup. I thought I was gonna die every time I took it out. It was just it was big, it was heavy, uh, didn't stop very well, and I ended up pregnant, so we got rid of it. But yeah, that was I don't know how to drive a split shift though. Keith can, but I can't. The old dump truck down at the farm was a split shift, but all that kind of stuff's going. Oh, okay, okay, I understand. Yeah, it's really weird. I know in the knob, your shift knob, there's something underneath it that I'm not sure how it goes, but yeah, it's a split shift. Big old huge 1966. What is it? Chevy C10 pickup, the actual dump truck that either went all the way back, or actually would dump to the side. Yeah, and use it for hauling grain and stuff. And it sits in there now, slowly rotting. People got to use it, or all your seals, all your tubing, everything, even your wiring goes to shit. All you have is just a shell. Oh, I was driving at age 12. Um, Dad took me out to the Sadis on the Indian reservation and went, "There you go. Here." So I'm out there driving an Impala station wagon. So, yeah, driving by myself at 15, and Washington, you didn't get a license till you were 16. But I had to go to dance class. No one's there to take me. I took myself. So, oof, an hour 22 after the small intermission we had. Yeah, but I'll be back tomorrow. I'll have this bugger plugged in better. And I good God, thank you guys. You helped me. You got me my headache's gone. Um, Maybe the bitching and moaning was good and I needed just to get it out. My heart's back to where it's supposed to be. So hopefully the rest of the night I will survive. And yes, we were all nothing live. Yes, we were, love. So I will be back tomorrow. And for Paola, all my love, Miss Dragon. That's for Steve. Okay, guys, I'll be back in the same bat channel, same bat time. I'll probably get a new AI art piece up, and that'll then I'll make the stream for tomorrow Friday, I think I'm gonna try to play around with the Streamlabs. So, okay. I love you all. Thank you guys for making me feel better. This was so nice. I needed this so bad. Because usually if I have that hour of panic is what I get. Okay, brand. I got to figure this out so I get the ending in. I would love to make this a banner on my YouTube, but it won't show up on mobile. But all right, I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Welcome to Miss Dragon's Menagerie. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is accepted. The only requirement is that you are loving, kind, and respectful to one another. Bad behavior will not be tolerated. Thank you for being part of Miss Dragon's Menagerie. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Don't forget to like, share,
My bad.
and subscribe. All my love, Miss Dragon.